Yes, that's right. It turns out that there are a lot of Tesla Cybertrucks on the market right now that they can't seem to get rid of. This headline has the news: Tesla's future uncertain as 10,000 Cybertrucks remain unsold. And apparently that amounts to about $800 million worth. And that's a lot, even for a company like Tesla, as big as Tesla. And this headline at the same time, Ford F-150 Lightning retakes America's best-selling electric pickup crown. So Cybertruck's not selling well. A lot of Tesla bulls, Tesla evangelicals were saying it's the world's biggest selling electric truck, but Ford has overtaken that. And also later on, Tesla pulls all the demand levers with discounts and incentive as sales crash. So this is smack right in the middle of a quarter, not at the end of the quarter where they usually do this kind of thing. They're really pulling out the stops because sales aren't going so well. And back to that first story, and then we'll get into those others. The Cybertruck was meant to be a home run for Tesla with annual planned production to exceed 250,000 units. So I do remember that. That was what Elon said. He predicted they were going to sell 250,000 because they got a lot of pre-orders as well, but people dropped off when they realized that these trucks were going to be $100,000, not $40,000 as Elon first said, and I've got him on video saying that, but turned out they were more difficult to make, stainless steel. So that did not happen, the article says. Elon Musk siding with Donald Trump before and after the election, his support for Germany's right-wing AfD party, and his cutthroat actions with Doge turned swaths of customers against the once popular electric car brand. So the evangelicals say that that's not the case. There hasn't been brand damage. The politics don't matter, but it's pretty clear that they are, especially in Europe, where sales have just dived. Tesla sales are down literally everywhere, it says. Indeed, analysts and commentators are asking, can the company survive? Has it got to that point where the company may not survive through these big mistakes and Elon, being big-headed about his politics, thinking that it doesn't matter and people would go with him on this, but they haven't. So The Guardian said the truck's poor sales and the company's shifting market strategies indicate a potential downturn, while USA Today and CNN comment that declining profits and a soured reputation for Musk are damaging the brand. So is it arguable at this point that that's happening? This is the Guardian article headline. The Cybertruck was supposed to be apocalypse-proof. Can it even survive a trip to the grocery store? There's a lot of recalls with this truck of trim falling off and, other problems. So you can shoot at it. There are demonstrations of it being shot at, but in other ways, it's not such a tough truck at all. And this is part of the article too. Over 10,000 unsold Cybertrucks amount to $800 million. Tesla today had over 10,000 unsold Cybertrucks sitting in lots around the US that amounted to around $800 million. That's so much money. I mean, even look for Tesla, if it gets to that, that's almost $1 billion worth. That's an inventory to last for at least 3 months if they stop making the trucks now, which they aren't so far. There's been reports of them cutting down staff, and taking a break from it, but they haven't announced that they're stopping making them or anything. That's based on past sales performance before the election. The brand then puts its hopes on the newly facelifted and just launched Model Y, which I've made videos about, but the anti-Musk sentiment has led to hundreds of Model Ys just sitting on lots, gathering dust as well, with the Model Y launch edition failing to sell out as originally expected by the firm. So that was expected by many people to really boost sales. In fact, they were saying that the sales are down, but just wait till the Model Y comes out. It did come out, and sales really haven't jumped that much at all. Now we'll get into this article about Ford. Relative success of the Ford F-150 Lightning retakes America's best-selling electric pickup crown. Ford's electric pickup truck is back at the top. The F-150 Lightning is once again the best-selling electric pickup in the US after overtaking the Tesla Cybertruck in the first quarter. So that's the first quarter of this year. We're well into the second quarter now, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. We're going to get more into this article to see some detail, but in the meantime, if you're getting value out of this episode, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It really does help. And so the Ford F-150 Lightning is the best-selling electric pickup. After launching in 2023, Tesla's Cybertruck quickly outpaced the Lightning to become America's top-selling EV pickup last year, which a lot of Tesla people were crowing about, Tesla investors. Since Tesla doesn't break down regional sales, registration data gives us our best estimate. The latest registration data from S&P Global Mobility via Automotive News shows that the F-150 Lightning retook the title in March and the first quarter of 2025. Now, this is Ford's electric pickup truck. If you don't know what that looks like, it's pretty much like the combustion engine version, which has been very, very popular. Ford's electric pickup notched 2,598 registrations in March, topping the Cybertruck with 1,170. So it's fairly close, but Ford really pulling ahead there. In the first quarter, the F-150 Lightning remained ahead with 7,913 registrations compared to the Cybertruck's just over 7,000. Well, there's like 800 difference there, so that's pretty good. Although the Cybertruck was the fifth top-selling EV in the US last year, it didn't even crack the top 10 in March. It placed ninth through the first 3 months of 2025 behind the Volkswagen ID.4. Interesting. While Tesla and Ford remain the leaders in the electric pickup market, several new models are gaining momentum, so they're not the only pickups on the market. According to the most recent sales numbers for Cox Automotive, GM sold 2,383 Chevy Silverado EVs and 1,249 GMC Sierra EV models in Q1. Meanwhile, Rivian sold 1,727. So relatively small numbers all round, but really there's quite a bit of choice now, or definitely more choice than there used to be. And in other countries, there are different choices as well. We can get here, where I am in New Zealand, a BYD pickup, which is interesting as well that they're making that. They've got so many models. Now, having said that, although the Lightning reclaimed the crown for Tesla, Ford's pickup isn't exactly flying off the lot. Ford reported Lightning sales fell 16% to just 1,740 units in April. So that's not so great going down, but still pipping Tesla for the top spot there. Now, it says after the Cybertruck's initial hype, it appears many buyers are opting for traditional pickups like the F-150 Lightning. So talking about EV pickups, if you're going to choose, they want something that doesn't look quite like the Cybertruck. It is very distinctive, and you probably get fewer people flipping you off these days if you buy something else. And this headline finally, Tesla pulls all the demand levers with discounts and incentives as sales crash. Tesla is now pulling out all the demand levers in the US with new discounts and incentives as sales are crashing due to brand damage. And so that's disputed that there's brand damage, but I'm in no doubt that that's been the case with Elon, going far right in his politics and supporting really neo-fascist party in Europe. Over the past few days, Tesla has introduced a series of new discounts and incentives in the US. Previously, Tesla had a program to offer a $1,000 discount for US Army personnel, but the automaker has now extended that to students, teachers, first responders, military veterans, retirees, active duty members, their spouses, and surviving spouses. Now, first responders, I saw that Doge took away money from 9/11 first responders, and they were very angry about that. So I'm not sure this is really going to help Tesla here with a lot of groups who understand what's going on. And Doge really did hit some of these groups, where Elon taking a chainsaw to things that a lot of people said he shouldn't have. The update incentive applies to Tesla's entire lineup of new vehicles. And here we see that promotion, made in America for everyday heroes. That's the line they're taking. Elon's politics has definitely damaged the brand here. And speaking of politics, if you haven't joined the politics channel, subscribe to it yet. I've actually moved all the politics, or most of the politics videos that I've had on this channel, over there now, because they didn't do well here. That's fair enough. And so I've moved everything over there if you want to go and check that out. And if you're wondering where those videos went, I've moved them all over there, put them all in one place, and we'll continue over there. If that's your thing, I'll put a link in the pinned comment and in the description of this video if you want to go and follow along over there. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a related video right there. And hi to everybody watching on Spotify on video over there. I'm going to put a subscribe link on screen too if you're on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed already. And thanks for watching this one, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.